There's not much else to say. This is the same story over and over again. The definition of insanity. You keep throwing that guy out there, and guess what? Boone's going to keep saying, well, he's our closer. He's doing, we trust Clay Holmes. I don't know what to tell you anymore. If you don't believe me yet, if you don't trust me when I'm telling you that the Yankees are not a championship caliber team, and wins like the win last night doesn't mean anything because of games like tonight, I can't help you. I can't help you see it. Oh, but they're in first place. Well, they're not anymore. Now they're tied in the loss column with Baltimore. They're a half game back. And the Yankees won't see first place again the rest of the year. Baltimore is going to get hot. They're taking care of business against, oh, by the way, the worst team in baseball, the Chicago White Sox, like any team should. Gunnar Henderson's getting hot. That team's clicking at the right time. The Yankees are going to continue to play their stupid games with zero urgency, and all they care about is getting into the playoffs. And once they get in, they'll fail because they're not built to win in October. They're not a championship caliber team. They're not a championship caliber team for so many reasons. Most of all, they're not built to win close games. This Yankee team is the worst team in close games. They're 15-16 in one-run games this year. You know why? They have poor defense, poor fundamentals. Their closer is not nearly good enough, and they don't get clutch hits. In the ninth inning, Aaron Judge, a 3-1 count. Cool. All the home runs, Aaron Judge. And I'm not putting this on Aaron Judge, but a chance to pad the lead when you know Clay Holmes is coming in a one-run game. You know what the situation is. Couldn't get it done. This would have been their 16th to get them to 500 in one-run games this year. Good teams win close games. The Yankees don't. The Yankees have only three come from behind victories when trailing by 3 or more runs this year. The only team with less is the Chicago White Sox, the aforementioned Chicago White Sox, who again got blown out and looked silly doing it in Baltimore tonight. When the Yankees go down, it feels impossible. When they were down 1-0 tonight, it felt like the game was over. The Yankees don't come from behind. The Yankees are bullies when they're up, when they score a lot of runs, when it's feeling good. It's like, oh, man, the big bad Yankees, here we go. We can win games. Yeah, we're going to hit a bunch of home runs. We're going to beat you down when we're up. But you punch back once against the Yankees, you punch first against the Yankees, they never get up. This team has no will. They have no will to win. This team is not a good baseball team. There are a bunch of stars and a bunch of overpaid losers. They're not managed well enough. They don't run the bases well enough. They don't do the small things well enough. They don't do anything right. They're now going to play in their 10th consecutive rubber game. 10 consecutive rubber games, meaning in the last 10 series, each of the first 2 games has been split. Again, basically a 500 team. And you know what? They're actually worse than that because in their last 68 games, since their hot start, so since June 12th, their high water mark of the season when they were one of the best teams in baseball, the best team in baseball, they're 31-37. It's not a 20-game sample size, not 30, not 40. It's an almost 70-game sample size that the Yankees are 7 games or 6 games rather under 500. This is not a good baseball team. I don't know what else you need to see. Oh, but they're going to make the playoffs. Yeah, they will. And then what's going to happen there? They're going to lose. And they'll say, well, we made it. A couple things go our way, and we're a championship caliber team. No, you're not. You're not close. And I don't, and quite frankly, and I don't know how to say this, but the Yankees don't really care. And that's what I've tried to talk about. I talked about it before the deadline. Adjust your expectations as a Yankee fan because this is good enough for the Yankees. There's zero urgency. Just like Clay Holmes will never lose the closer's role. Case in point tonight. Or even if they move it off of him tonight, which I don't think they will. It took 11 blown saves and seeing him every night struggle, almost blowing the game last night too, where they're up 5 runs. That's what it's going to take for him to lose the closer role. You can still have Verdugo ground into the right side 7 times a game because Jason Dominguez can't come up. No, we can't do that. We're going to still see Jose Trevino and DJ LeMahieu getting at bat after at bat after at bat and not come through again and again and again. Double play balls over and over. Still going to see it because this team is not urgent. There's no urgency to win. The stadiums are full. And you know what? The Yankees, And they're 100% right to do this. I'm not even faulting them for this. The Yankees don't care about the diehard fans. They don't care about the hardcore fans. They don't care about you watching this. They don't care about me. They don't care about the callers that we get into WFAN. They don't care about the people commenting on Twitter. They don't care about the hardcore fans. The Yankees need the fringe fans. They already have us. The hardcore fans, we're going to the games. We're buying jerseys. We're watching every night. When they put together this Gotham Sports Yes package, we're going to buy it. We're going to wear the merch. We're going to support no matter what. They have us. They know they have us by the balls. So they don't care. They need the fringe fans. And how do you get the fringe fans? Superstars and make the playoffs. That's all you need. You make the playoffs every year. That'll get people, oh, look, they're a good team. The casual Yankee fans, like, yeah, the Yankees are great, of course. They make the playoffs every year. Cool. Who cares? They're never going to go the extra mile to win a championship. Never. They don't care to. In a perfect world for the Yankees, they like to make the playoffs every year, have marketable stars, have the ballparks be full. And if they win the World Series, if they happen to win it, yay, okay, cool. That's an added bonus. It's not the goal anymore. The goal is to make money. The goal is to get those fringe fans. The goal is to make the playoffs every year. And so anyone could come out here and yell and scream, oh, Aaron Boone needs to be fired. If Aaron Boone gets fired, they're going to hire him an exact Boone copy, a Boone replica next year. It's going to be the exact same thing. The front office is going to make decisions, and we're going to have the same complaints we had about Boone about the next guy. I actually like Boone. So guess what? You might as well stick with him. Oh, Cashman's got to go. And they'll hire someone exactly like Cashman. This is coming from the top. This is a mission from on high. We need to have this payroll with this amount of payroll. You need to put out a team that has superstars, is good enough to make the playoffs, but doesn't go for it all the way. That's what the Yankees need to be. And that's what they're going to be. It's not going to change until there's an organizational overhaul, mind change. And I don't think that's happening. You know what's crazy? As a Knicks and Jets fan my whole life, all I've experienced ever is losing. And that's coming from franchises that have been desperate to win, have done everything. They've just made the wrong moves. It hasn't worked out. But they've been desperate, doing anything. Look at the Jets right now, again running it back with Aaron Rodgers because they're so desperate just to be good, just to be decent. And you have the Yankees who are always good. My entire life were good. And it's almost disrespectful that the Yankee organization is so nonchalant and so just, all right, so complacent with being, we're good. We make the playoffs. We're over 500. They've never been under 500 in my lifetime. But they don't care. They don't value winning the way the Knicks, who have never won anything in my life, or the Jets, who have really never won anything in my life, value winning. They just don't. It's sad to see. The Mets are going to run laps around the Yankees within 5 years. They're run right. They care about winning. If today, and I know this year is different because, and I always say this, it's way more fun to be the fan of a team with low expectations that exceeds expectations than to be the fan of a team with high expectations that doesn't quite meet them, right? It's pretty simple stuff, which is why I'd much rather be a Met fan than a Yankee fan this year. It's not particularly close. This Mets season has been so fun, and with all the gut-wrenching losses the Mets have had, they keep coming back. They keep showing heart and guts and desire and will to win. They did it again now. 6 wins in a row for the Mets. I thought they were dead and buried. They were, 4.5 games about a week and a half ago? After the game in San Diego, after the game in Arizona, when Diaz blows it, I thought the Mets keep burying themselves. Now, at the end of the year, when we look back on this season, and we're probably going to say, man, one too many gut punch loss cost the Mets in the end, and they didn't make the playoffs. Because at the end of the day, we know how this goes. The Mets are fighting with the Braves for the last playoff spot, and a half game separates them. We've seen this movie 1,000 times before. Now, maybe this is the year, and if there's any year that the Mets catch the Braves and beat the Demons, it's going to be a year where Acuna's out, and there's so many injuries for the Braves, and Strider and all those guys are hurt. This would be the year to do it. Although Chris Sale's turning back the clock and looks like he looked in Chicago, so I don't know. But if any year the Mets are going to overcome the Braves, this would be the year to do it. That team is so young, and it's going to be so good for so long. They got guys locked up for years. This is the year to catch them. This is the year to overtake them. And if the Mets don't, we're going to look back at each one of those gut punch losses, every individual one, every time the bullpen blew a lead, every time Lindor didn't come up clutch in the first 2 months of the season, every time Alonso didn't come up clutch the entire season. Oh, he hit a big home run when they were up 7 already and blew the game open. Shut up, Pete Alonso. Lindor carried the team for the last 2 months. The starting pitching has carried the team. Manaea, Severino, David Peterson. Those guys have been incredible for the last couple of months. And this team, every time you think you knock them down, they get back up. They fight. You got to love that about the Mets. I said they're the most entertaining team in baseball early on. I said they're not dead yet when they were down 11, when they were 11 games under 500. I didn't think they were as bad as they were playing. And they keep proving me right. Every time you punch the Mets down, they get back up. It's like freaking whack-a-mole with the Mets. They showed heart. They show grit. The Yankees don't. The Mets do. And right now, the Mets are the more fun team in the city. The Mets are the team to root for. The Mets are the team that you can get excited about, that you could turn on and know you'll get their best effort. They may not win every game, but you'll get an effort. And the Yankees, it's nonchalant. Well, we'll probably make the playoffs, wild card division. Who cares? Once we get in, we'll sell out the stadium. We'll sell tickets for the whole playoff run. And guess what? If we don't make it past the first round, those tickets turn into credits for next year. No one gets a refund. Woo! We make the money anyway. It's all about the money, money, money. That's what it is for the Yankees. It's frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. And I never thought of all the teams I root for it would be the most frustrating to be a New York Yankees fan. I never did. And it is. How about the Mets tonight when it was close? And then they added on in the 9th inning. They separated themselves. Lindor, Vientos, these guys keep coming up clutch. Now they had a little issue closing out the game. How many fly balls does it take to left field before you can finally end the game? The answer was 2. And then the third, finally, they didn't like Stanek was like, I'm doing it myself. I'm going to throw a strike and strike him out to end the game. But it's 2 fly balls down the left field line. First Nimmo, and then, oh my God, Iglesias. It's infuriating, but you knew it was coming. I was tweeting it during the game. I keep jumping back and forth. This is now the Yankees again. I knew it coming into the 9th inning. I was like, well, surely this will be stress-free. Obviously, that was mockingly. But even like stupid little things, like I was talking to Chris McMonagle on Twitter about this tonight, where they don't bring in Rizzo for a defensive replacement when it's 4-1. So an error by DJ at first base. Now it's 4-3, but they do bring in Rizzo to pinch hit for DJ the following half inning. So if Rizzo was available, then he should have been in for defense anyway. I mean, just things that don't make sense. This franchise doesn't make sense. Honestly, if Dominguez isn't up tomorrow, and I don't expect him to be, but if he isn't up tomorrow, like I can't, there's no more that I can say. And that's why the best and only thing I can say is that my expectations have changed. My expectations have shifted. I don't look at the Yankees the same way anymore, and neither should you. You have to change the way you look at the New York Yankees. They're not the big bad Yankees anymore. They don't value winning above all else. They won't do everything it takes to win. There's no such thing as all in, no matter how much they say they're all in. That's the only way I can do it, because I can't come here every single night after another frustrating loss, after another frustrating decision, after another nonsensical thing that this organization does, and try and tell you that it's bad or defend it or be angry about it. I can't do it every night. So the best I can tell you is change your mindset, shift your expectation, because they clearly have. Same thing I said before the trade deadline. It's not the same organization you grew up watching. It's just not. They don't care that much. It's whoop-de-doo. We're going to make them billions of dollars because we're going to sell at the stadium and sell a million chicken buckets and the Aaron Judge 99 home run. And they'll probably sign Soto because of it. I'll have a crap lineup around Soto and Judge. And they'll be happy. 2 superstars to market. Woo! That's what they want. That's what the Yankees care about. They want to make the playoffs. A championship would be nice. Cool. That would be fun. Don't care. Don't need it. They like it. And anything they tell you that's otherwise is just not true. We're not dumb. We can't be caught off guard by this. The diehard Yankee fan, you're not the target audience. You're not who the franchise is trying to cater to. You're not who they're trying to appease. They want the fringe fan. They want the fans that want to see Aaron Judge, want to see Juan Soto, want to see a couple superstars, would like to see them win. Want to see, ooh, Yankee Stadium, shiny. We go to this bar and this restaurant and buy the jersey with the pinstripes. And it's got the interlocking NY, and we're the most famous brand in the world. Woo! That's what they care about. Not winning baseball games, certainly not winning championships. So adjust your expectations if you're a Yankee fan. All right. It's September 3rd, soon September 4th. Football's back. Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Might be Wednesday by the time you're listening or watching this. Football's back. And so I'm going to do an NFL preview tomorrow. Full season preview for the NFL. I put out my win-loss records. Obviously, if you want to see Jets content, I recorded with Bilal Powell on Friday and with Antoine Staley from the New York Daily News today. That's on the Believe in Jets podcast. Check that out. More content there. Fantasy baseball content, you can go to Just Fantasy Baseball. New episode came out on Monday morning. Check that out for those of you who are in the championship or the playoffs, fantasy baseball playoffs, etc. All that content is going to be coming out for you over the next month. But I'm shifting over on this page to football. Obviously, if there's a big thing that happens in baseball, Yankees, Mets, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the Giants a little bit here. We'll keep the Jets talk mostly to the Jets podcast. I don't want to step on that, but some NFL overall talk and Giants talk on this podcast. And of course, we'll keep up with the Yankees and Mets. As always, the Jets did sign Michael Carter II. They also adjusted a couple of contracts. So it's looking like maybe there is some hope with the Hassan Reddick situation. We shall see. But until next time, please go to Hugo House. The link is in the bio. Code Rami, RAMI, 15% off your first order. And like, subscribe, share the podcast, because that's how I grow my brand and I can keep doing this. Till next time, like, subscribe, share the podcast. Like I said, appreciate you all for listening. See ya.